Yo, what up? My name is ZuriKey, and have you heard of the Game Boy camera? Yeah, it was a weird little add-on for the Game Boy that let you take pictures just like an iPhone or something, but in the 90s. But did you know that the Game Boy camera actually holds one of the creepiest Easter eggs of all time? In the shoot menu, if you keep pressing the run option enough times, eventually this will happen. Just watch. Easter eggs, one of gaming's greatest mysteries. The subliminal messages, secrets, and nods hidden in video games by developers that you'd be lucky if you even stumble upon. Easter eggs in the context of gaming are secret images, messages, or features purposefully hidden inside of games, only really meant to be discovered by those fortunate enough to discover them. Stuff like secret cheat codes would also fall under the category of Easter eggs, or sometimes Easter eggs can just be little references to other media inside of a game you wouldn't expect to see them in. So today, let's just talk about a few gaming Easter eggs that I've always thought were cool over the years, spanning from pretty tame little features to very weird and strange things that developers decided to put in their games. Now this first one is pretty common knowledge, but in the original Metroid for the NES, there was a passcode system to resume where you left off without having to save. If you enter the words Justin Bailey into this passcode system, instead of a regular fully suited up Samus, we get Samus with no suit at all. It was a different time. Okay, like I kind of get it. If you were someone playing this game in the 80s, you probably assumed our main character Samus was a guy. I mean, you play the entire game with this suit on. In most video games you play feature male protagonists, who could really blame you? But if you can beat the entire game quick enough, then you will come to find out that you've been playing as a girl the entire time. No! At a time where female protagonists in gaming were a lot rarer, I gotta admit this is a pretty cool Easter egg for those skilled enough to beat the game in a timely fashion. My only problem is that there are 5 separate endings to this game depending on how quickly you can get to the end. If you beat the game in about 3 to 5 hours, Samus will simply just take off her helmet and reveal her true identity. Beat it in under 3 hours and... alright, that's a little risque, but you know what, we'll let it slide. And beat it under an hour and... okay guys. Come on now, it's the Nintendo Entertainment System. This picture is all of about 30 pixels. Who are they really trying to impress with this? Oh my gosh. She's beautiful. And also, who the heck is Justin Bailey? The name Justin Bailey has been a mystery for a very long time. Originally, people just assumed that Justin Bailey was the name of someone who worked on the game, but turns out there is no Justin Bailey who worked on Metroid. All of the developers were Japanese. Other people say that the word Bailey is British slang for bathing suit, meaning that Justin Bailey really means just in Bailey, or just in a bathing suit, as entering this code lets Samus just be in a bathing suit. But that doesn't really make any sense either, because the code is structured like someone's name, not a phrase. And Bailey just isn't British slang for bathing suit. That was completely made up. Turns out the fact that the code Justin Bailey even works was by complete coincidence. Yeah, this was not coded into this game on purpose. It just happens that this specific combination of letters will leave you with this outcome. So I guess the Samus with no suit part is an Easter egg, but everything else surrounding the Justin Bailey code is just pure coincidence, which is really funny. But unfortunately, we can't count Justin Bailey as an Easter egg as it was by complete accident. For the ending part though, it's a pretty cool Easter egg for the time, as not many people would expect our main character to be a female. And if you simply just beat the game too slowly, you wouldn't see Samus reveal herself at all, making this a definite Easter egg. Although maybe they just went a little bit too far with this one. I mean, come on now. One Easter egg that I discovered one day while just watching videos online were the secret Sonic CD sound test images. In Sonic CD, if you go to the sound test and input a few specific combinations, you'll get to see some artwork from SEGA team hidden within this game. We get some funny stuff like Sonic as a rapper, Tails saying see you next game cause he wasn't in Sonic CD. Where were you? I'm Batman. Aw, look at Sonic. Oh. Nah, I didn't plan on sleeping tonight. No, it's fine. No, it's actually fine. It's actually perfectly fine. No, it's fine. It's good. No, I'm good.
No,
what is happening here? We get this ominous music in the background, these Sonics with deformed faces in the background, and this Japanese text, which honestly foreign text just makes this 10 times scarier. This Japanese text translates to "Fun is infinite as SEGA Enterprises, MADJIN." MADJIN means the devil in Japanese. If any of you have ever seen Dragon Ball Z and know of Majin Buu, yeah, that kind of devil. What was the purpose of this screen? What did SEGA gain from adding this? It's not a fun, quirky, oh, what a cool Easter egg type Easter egg. It's just traumatizing. Sonic CD was always an unsettling game to me. It's the black sheep of the Sonic series, and things like this only made me more scared of this game growing up. Another Easter egg in this game that really freaked me out for some reason was that if you leave Sonic idle for too long, he kills himself. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Wait 3 minutes with no movement and Sonic will say, "I'm out of here," and jump off the stage, instantly giving you a game over. When I was a kid and I saw this, I was so confused. First of all, Sonic is a fictional character. He does not deserve free will. Second of all, why does the game over sound like this? What kind of game is this, dude?
Sonic CD gave me nightmares. A game about a blue hedgehog that runs really fast gave me nightmares.
Now this one is super cool. In the original Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo, it is possible to get the Hadouken, Ryu's move from Street Fighter, as an actual move in the game. In order to actually get it, you must have already defeated every Robot Master, have all upgrades including heart containers and armor, go to this specific cliff and armored armadillo stage, kill yourself 5 times, and then Dr. Light will show up and finally give you the Hadouken. Is it worth it? Yes. The maximum amount of health that every boss and Mega Man himself can have in this game is 32. The Hadouken does 32 damage, meaning that this thing can one-shot most bosses in the game, making this easily the most unnecessarily overpowered upgrade in this game, and a pretty cool nod to Street Fighter as a whole. The way you obtain it is kind of weird and hard, but if you're really having a hard time with the latter half of this game, then I'd say just go for it. In Ocarina of Time, when you get to the part where you meet Zelda for the first time in Hyrule Castle, if you look through the windows, you can see little portraits of Mario characters inside. Does this mean that Mario exists within the Zelda timeline? The timeline was already confusing enough, Miyamoto. What are you doing? Also, look at the characters Talon and Ingo. Come on now, that's literally Mario and Luigi. Just if they let themselves go. Jeez, guys. Maybe they took too many mushrooms. Ha, get it? Mushrooms, like mushrooms from Mario, but also like the illegal kind of mushrooms, because you know, Mario is like, he takes the mushrooms, but it's also like, oh, like what if that's like the illegal kind of mushrooms he's taking? Like, this Easter egg is kind of obvious, but in the original Punch-Out for the NES, the referee is literally just Mario. They did this a lot with old Nintendo sports games, where they'd smack Mario in to watch a tennis game or something. How many jobs does one man need? But the funny thing about Mario and Punch-Out is that they didn't even really get permission to use him in the game. They just sort of did it.
Huh? What was that? You're suing us for using Mario and Punch-Out? We're the same company, silly!
Totaka's song is an Easter egg that has appeared in so many games. The song itself goes like this. Named after sound designer Kazumi Totaka, Totaka has found a way to hide this in 90% of the games he's ever worked on. From Animal Crossing, to Pikmin 2, and Luigi's Mansion. You get the point. It's one of those Easter eggs that people will avidly look for when they know Totaka has had his hands in a game's soundtrack. This song can really be hard to find sometimes, which only makes it a more interesting Easter egg. In Super Mario RPG, there's a room that you can enter that turns you into an 8-bit Mario, and it even changes the background music as well. There's also some other Nintendo character cameos. You can find Link sleeping in a hotel along with Samus. Oh, okay, so you're perfectly fine with being basically naked in the middle of nowhere at nighttime, but you sleep with a full suit of armor on? Now what's really going on? In Uncharted 4, there's a part in the game that right after watching a cutscene, if you you just stand and don't do absolutely anything for about 30 seconds, you will get a trophy called Stage Fright. This was a reference to E3, where when they tried to play the game live in front of the audience, the controller just wouldn't work, leading to Nathan literally just standing there for a good while. This is a pretty cool Easter egg because it shows that Naughty Dog isn't afraid at poking fun at themselves sometimes. A lot of Easter eggs boil down to just developers getting bored and wanting to spice up their time working on a game. For example, in NBA Jam, the developers thought it was really funny to slip in Bill Clinton of all people as a playable character. So alongside all of these actual NBA players, we get the President of the United States. The NBA Jam developers were notorious for sneaking in secret characters into their games. Sometimes they snuck in themselves. In Super Mario 64, if you can somehow get all 120 stars in the game, which believe me, I've done it before, is truly not worth it, then outside of Peach's castle, you can shoot yourself to the very top and you'll find Yoshi there. Yoshi, who up until this point has not appeared in this game once, gives you 100 lives and then jumps off, never to be seen again. Super cool, but Yoshi tells you that he gives you these lives because he doesn't want you to stop playing Mario 64, but I needed literally every collectible in the game to even get here. I've already seen everything this game has to offer. What am I gonna do with 100 lives? I mean, nonetheless, it's a pretty cool cameo. In Minecraft, there's a feature in the game that allows you to name any animal any name as long as you have a name tag. If you name a sheep Jeb _, it will turn rainbow. Naming any mob in the game Dinnerbone will literally just flip them upside down. Believe me, in middle school, this was the funniest thing me and my friends had ever seen. I don't know how I got this far in without mentioning the Konami code, one of the most iconic Easter eggs / cheat codes in gaming. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. It's been in so many games and has been referenced in pop culture since forever. Its most popular use was in Contra, where putting the code in at the title screen would instantly give you 30 lives, versus the 3 you'd normally get. To be completely honest guys, I've never beaten Contra without the Konami code. I don't know how people do it. Play this game yourself without the code and tell me if you can actually get through all of it without getting a game over and running out of continues. This game is way too hard and they knew that, so that's why they put the Konami code in there. But yeah, the Konami code is a pretty cool Easter egg that can not only be found in games, but also in movies and websites and so many other places you wouldn't expect to find it.
To be honest, I've barely scraped the surface of the most interesting gaming Easter eggs. There's so many that I could spend an entire hour talking about, but here were some of the ones that I felt were most interesting. Anyways, I'm gonna continue to play my Game Boy camera.